Welcome students. This is the initiative of the Directorate of Higher Education, Government of Goa for the development of e-learning content in the subject of economics. Program Bachelor of Commerce, 3rd year, subject economics, semester 5, course code CC16, course title Indian Monetary and Financial System. Title of the unit is Money and Money Supply. Module name is Money and Origin of Money, module number 1. The outline is definition of money, functions of money, characteristics of money, advantages of money, disadvantages, origin of money, stages and evolution of money. Learning outcomes. At the end of the session, a student will be able to understand the characteristics of money, the advantages and disadvantages of money, how money evolved over time. Now let us see what is the definition of money. According to Crowther, money is anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and which at the same time acts as a measure and store of value. Now let us see what are the functions of money. The primary functions are money as a medium of exchange. The second primary function is money as a measure of value. The secondary functions are money as a standard of deferred payments. Fourth function is money as a store of value, and the fifth function is transfer of value. Money solves the problems created by the barter system. First, money serves as a medium of exchange, which means that money acts as an intermediary between the buyer and the seller. To serve as a medium of exchange, money must be very widely accepted as a method of payment in the markets for goods, labor, and financial capital. Second, money serves as a measure of value, which means that it is the ruler by which other values are measured. Third function of money is that money must serve as a standard of deferred payment. This means that if money is usable today to make purchases, it must also be acceptable to make purchases today that will be paid in the future. Fourth, money must serve as a store of value. Holding money is a much easier way of storing value. You know that you do not need to spend it immediately because it will still hold its value the next day or the next year. This function of money does not require that money is a perfect store of value. In an economy with inflation, money loses some buying power each year, but it remains money. Finally, money helps to transfer the value of any asset from one person to another, one institution to another, or one place to another. Now let us see what are the characteristics of money. The first characteristic of money is its durability. Durability means how much durable the money is, how many times so we can use it. It has to go through the process of wear and tear. So this is durability. If the characteristic of money durability is proper, then we know that it is money. The second characteristic of money is portability. Portability means we should be able to carry the money from one place to another. Only when it is possible for us to carry forward the money from one place to another, then we know this characteristic of money is possible. The third characteristic of money is its divisibility. The characteristic of money is it has to be divisible by into smaller units. When we go to the market, we need to have small change. This is what divisibility is all about. The next characteristic of money is uniformity. The characteristic of money as uniformity is it has to have proper shape, it has to have proper size, etc. The next one is limited supply. The next characteristic of money as limited supply is it has to be limited in supply, because if more is produced, then the value of money will go down. The next characteristic is its acceptability. Money has to be acceptable by all the people. If people do not accept the money for various reasons, whether it is because of its durability, portability, etc., then it will lose its value for acceptability. And the last characteristic of money is non-counterfeitability, meaning people should not be able to make fake currencies. So, the money should be made in such a way that it should be difficult for people to make fake currencies. Now, let us go into the advantages of money. The first advantage is money has to be economical. Now, as we know, paper money practically costs nothing to the government. Currency notes, therefore, are the cheapest media of exchange. If a country uses paper money, it need not spend anything on the purchase of gold or minting coins. The loss which a country suffers from the wear and tear of metallic money is also avoided. The second advantage is convenience. Paper money is the most convenient form of money. A large amount can be carried conveniently in the pocket without anybody knowing it. It is a very risky affair to carry on one's person rupees 5,000 in cash, but not in notes. It possesses in a very large measure the quality of portability which a money material should have. In a very small bulk, it can contain a very large value. Think of a currency note of rupees 10,000. The next advantage is homogeneous. Homogeneous means it has to have the same characteristic, it can be used for various purposes. The next advantage of money is stability. Stability means the value of money has to be stable over a long period of time. The next advantage is its elasticity. Elasticity means it could be used for various purposes, for buying of things and selling of things. You can use it for various reasons, you can store so many things. The next advantage of money is cheap remittance. Now, what are remittances? Remittances means money that is coming from other countries to your own country. So, when you want to transfer money to another country, it becomes very convenient. Sometimes money there are the banks charge you for some amount, but then what happens is some cost also is involved. The last advantage of money is it is advantageous to banks. Now, what happens is banks cannot function without money. If there is no money, banks cannot function. So, why it is advantageous to banks is when the people deposit money in the banks, they can give loans to the people, and as a result, with the loans, they can earn lot of profits. Now, let us go to the disadvantages of money. The first disadvantage of money is its instability. Sometimes what happens, there is something called instability, meaning the value of money sometimes it is unstable. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down due to various reasons. Second disadvantage is inequality of income. Money creates lots of problems in the economy. Sometimes when people earn lots, some people will become richer and some people will become poorer. So, money creates inequality in income and wealth. The third disadvantage is the growth of monopolies. Because of the money, because of capital, what happens is monopoly growth happens. People who are rich, they want to monopolize over the production processes. So, as a result, monopolies grow. Overcapitalization. Now, what does overcapitalization mean? Overcapitalization means the value of a particular asset becomes higher because of various reasons such as profit to the company, etc. The next disadvantage of money is misuse of capital. Because of money, Sometimes there is misuse. People use this for various bad things. Next disadvantage is hoarding. Now, many people try to hoard money. They try to keep it inside their homes. So, as a result, there is lack of supply in or less supply in the economy. This creates problems. Next disadvantage is black money. Now, what is black money? Black money is money that is unaccounted by the government. You do lots of transactions without the knowledge of the government. This is called black money. The next disadvantage is political instability. Now, because of corruption and all this type of things, because of money, political instability can happen. Now, why is that? If people work only for money, and if somebody wants to give you money, you might change sides. So, as a result, money creates problems in the economy. Another disadvantage of money is moral and social evil. Now, as we know, there are lots of crimes taking place. Now, what it is all about? It is because of the moral and social fabric of the nation is collapsing because of the use of money. Now, let us go into the origin of money. As we know, first there was no money. Then, how people started exchanging goods for other goods. This was called the barter system. They would exchange goods, one good for another good. One producer would produce rice, another producer would produce something else or wheat. So they would exchange goods for each other. There was no money transaction taking place. So during this time, it was called barter system. And what was the money? Only the commodities were used as money. Rice, then wheat, or even animals. They were used as money. The next point is coins and paper money. So slowly by slowly, people discovered metals, and based on these metals, they started making coins. So this phase started, coins. Then comes the paper money. Government started using paper as money. Then comes representative money. Representative money means when you represent something as money, that is as money. And the last one is fiat money. Fiat money is when you have the value of the face value of the currency is more than what is the actual value of the currency. Now we'll go to the stages and evolution of money. First, we had commodity money. As I already told you, first people used to exchange goods for other goods, they used to exchange animals, so that was commodity money. Second came metallic money. They started using different metals for money. Third, they started using paper as money. Next, they started using credit, loans for money. And finally, we have plastic money. Today, the world revolves around plastic money, credit cards, debit cards, etc. So, today we are in a world of plastic. So, money has become plastic. There are few references which I have given you. There's M.L. Jingan, Money, Banking, International Trade and Public Finance; M.Y. Khan, Indian Financial System; and Dutt and Sundaram, Indian Economy. Thank you.